Hey there, and welcome back to our free course, Small Business 101. In today's episode, all about bookkeeping basics, we are going to be covering, first of all, the most important financial terms that you really need to know. Second, the most important thing that you need to do for your business finances. Third, different software options you have for your business bookkeeping and how to choose which one is right for you. And then finally, the first steps you should take to get your bookkeeping on track for success. We all know that money has the potential to be a stressful thing in our lives and in our businesses as well. And these issues are compounded when our money isn't well organized. So in today's episode, I'm going to walk you through everything you need to know about the basics of business bookkeeping so that you are on top of your business finances. Okay, so let's get started by covering these basic financial terms that you should know to understand your money and how it's organized. The very first one is asset. Your business's assets are simply the things that your business owns. This could be everything from money to inventory to an office building. Liabilities are everything that your company owes. So if you've borrowed money from a bank or you've bought inventory on credit, then you will have the liability of the debt that you owe. Equity is the part of the business that you own or what the business owes you. If you had shareholders, it would also be the part of the business that is owed to the shareholders. If you are the sole owner of your business, then if you subtract your liabilities from your assets, then you'll find the total value of your business. And since you own the whole thing, that all is your equity. And that ties directly into a balance sheet, which is a financial report that you or your bookkeeper can generate for your business that shows your company's balance. It shows your assets minus your liabilities at a particular point in time. Next up, we've got cash flow and the cash flow statement. So quite simply, cash flow describes the cash coming into and going out of your business. Now, what separates the cash flow statement from the balance sheet is that the balance sheet takes into account money that's owed to your business and money that your business owes to other entities. But the cash flow statement is just focused on the real cash money that is coming into and going out of your business. Next, we've got the profit and loss statement, otherwise known as an income statement. So this financial report shows how much your business earned during a certain period of time and how much it spent. Your revenue and your expenses. And when you subtract your company's expenses from your revenue, you will get your profit or your loss. So what exactly is revenue? Well, it's all the money that was paid to your business, all the money that came into your business during a certain period of time, whether it was cash or whether it was purchases that were made on lines of credit. Revenue can also be referred to as gross profit. Net profit, on the other hand, or sometimes simply profit, is what you get after you subtract the expenses from the revenue. In other words, your business earns some money and you spend some money, and how much do you have left over? That's your profit. And to wrap up these definitions, the last two are accounts receivable and accounts payable. Accounts receivable just is money that is owed to your company, and accounts payable is money that your company owes other people. All right, so now that you understand what these top 10 financial terms mean, now let's talk about the very, very most important thing that you need to do to set your business up for financial success. You can do this on day one of starting your business, and it's simply this. You need to keep your business money completely separate from your personal money. If you don't do this, not only are you going to create a massive organizational headache for yourself, you will also have trouble paying your taxes and you will have a lot of trouble telling how well your business is actually doing because you won't be able to see how much money you're spending. You won't be able to see how much money the business is really making. So from day one, keep this money completely separate. Keep every dollar that you spend on your business coming out of just a business bank account, or at least a pile of cash that you've set aside from your business at the very, very least. Now, you might be wondering how you can do this when your business initially doesn't have any money. How can you spend your business's money if it doesn't have any? Well, to do that, you as the owner will need to make an investment into the company. So you'll take a certain amount of money, whether that's $100, $1,000, or $100,000, and you are going to put it in your business bank account, and then you'll spend the money out out of there, but you'll have a record of that transaction, that investment that you made into the company, and that will be your owner's equity. So in order to keep your business money organized and track all of your transactions, you're going to need some sort of software. Well, I mean, you don't have to have some sort of software. You could just use a piece of paper and a pencil, but in this digital age where we have a lot of online transactions, most likely you'll want to use some software. So let's talk about your different options. The most popular one is going to be QuickBooks. What is nice about QuickBooks is not only is it a pretty good bookkeeping software, but everybody uses it. And so if you go to a bookkeeper after you've been in business for a while, or an accountant, most likely, almost certainly, they will be able to use your bookkeeping software. They will be able to just log right into your QuickBooks account. There will be no friction at all. And the same goes if you switch to a different bookkeeper later on. Now, alternatively, you might consider using FreshBooks. What's nice about FreshBooks is a lot of people like it a little bit better than QuickBooks, and it's significantly more affordable. The problem is that not everyone uses it, and so some bookkeepers or accountants might not be familiar with it or might not support it. Another alternative you can consider is called Wave, which is a completely free bookkeeping software that works very well. Now, it doesn't have quite as much advanced functionality as FreshBooks or QuickBooks does, and you definitely will find that most bookkeepers and accountants won't prefer it, and many won't support it at all, simply because it doesn't have a lot of the more advanced functionality that they'll want. However, if you're just getting started and you're on a budget and you are going to be doing everything yourself, then feel free to go ahead and use Wave. The final option I want to share with you is actually my favorite, my recommended option when you're first starting, and that is a simple spreadsheet. Now, you could use any spreadsheet software. Personally, I like using Google Sheets, but any will do, and you can simply track your expenses and your revenue on this spreadsheet. I like tracking these two things separate, so I'll create a sheet that has a tab for revenue, and then another sheet that has a tab for expenses, and later on you can add additional sheets as needed if you want to track other aspects of your business finances. When you're first starting out, you will have a pretty small number of transactions, and so logging in and manually entering each of these isn't going to take a whole lot of your time or be a big hassle. And I really think that you will have the best understanding of your business finances and will be in the best position to be able to be the leader of your company if you understand where every dollar is coming from and where it is going. Now, of course, if you're someone who just has a really hard time tracking your money and staying organized, then you might want to use one of these other softwares like FreshBooks or Wave or QuickBooks so that things can be a little bit more automated, because I'd rather have you be organized than have you not track your books at all. But ideally, I'd have you be organized and also be closely in touch with your finances. So finally, let's wrap this up by talking about the first steps you should take to get your business finances on track. First, I want you to go to the bank and open a business bank account. You can do this locally or online, but by opening a business bank account, you will be able to easily keep your business money separate from your personal money. Now, if you are first starting out and you haven't even registered your business name yet, then it can be difficult to open a business bank account because a lot of the time they will want your business registry number. However, as an alternative, you may be able to open simply a separate personal bank account that you can use exclusively for your business. Long term, you'll probably want to open a real business bank account, but at least this way your money will be separate and a lot more organized. And then the second thing I would recommend you do right at the start is to create a spreadsheet to track your finances. Now, if you know you're going to be using a different software, then you can go ahead and set up your account with that software option. But if you're not quite sure which one you want to pick, or you just want to stick to the spreadsheet for a while, set up your spreadsheet, setting up that tab for revenue and a tab for expenses. And then every single time you have any sort of transaction, log in there and instantly record those details. This video is episode number 6 of our free series, Small Business 101. If you are working to start your own business or you're planning to do so in the near future, then be sure to subscribe to the channel to get access to all of our future episodes. For a complete guide to setting up your business finances from scratch, join us inside a Startup Society. Membership is very affordable, and inside the program, we have a complete module devoted to this exact topic: setting up your business finances. To create this module, we partnered up with virtual CFO Susan Bowles, who explains everything so simply and easily, and yet covers everything you need to know. Startup Society membership starts at just $49 per month and includes access to our entire platform of business training courses. So it's a great, affordable way to get access to the information you need to turn your business into a success. All right, well, that is everything for today's video. I hope that you enjoyed this and found it really helpful. If you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you guys back here again next week.